Hey guys, what is up? Dace here of Stoked Productions, of course, and guess what? Oh man, something showed up yesterday, and yeah, I'm really just pumped to share this, but I'm fairly convinced I know what it is. But before we begin, I will say that this is not strictly Switch related, but there's a reason as to why I'm sharing it on the channel, so let's get right into it. With my handy dandy raptor claw here. I want to be very, very careful just in case. Okay, I think that's as far as I'm going to cut, and I'll just do the rest. Like that. Okay. Yeah, totally what I thought. Okay, so let's do this a little more together. Ooh, some of you will recognize this right away. Others will not be too sure as to what it is. But yeah, so this is the Legend of Zelda Hyrule Historia. Plastic is still on. So yeah, anyway, this is, interestingly enough, this is actually a book, and the other ones that I was going to eventually get around to getting, just to expand my own knowledge of everything Zelda, more or less, everything that's contained within this book, and the other ones, of course. But yeah, my friend Car Dreamer over at D-Class, we were chatting because we're sort of like doing this collab idea, and part of it is going to require that I'm a little more familiar with some of the Zelda timelines that I have not played personally. Like, I grew up playing the handheld Zelda games, so the original Link's Awakening DX. I have played Link to the Past when the Game Boy Advance version came out, like the Four Swords version or whatever that was called. And then of course, oh my god, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons. So like, that's my main focus, that's my main passion when it comes to Zelda. Like, I've never played Wind Waker, any of the N64 ones, and to be honest, like, I hear so many great things, but to me, I didn't play them, and I'm not too interested in playing them anytime soon. Like, maybe if I do someday, then sweet, but for me, like, growing up and just having such a connection with Link's Awakening specifically, and then seeing how Link to the Past tied into that title, and then when the Oracle games came out, and years later finding that those actually relate to this same timeline, it just so happened that the four Zelda games that I have played just happened to connect, and so I think that's just really, really sweet. So anyway, yeah, like, we're gonna do this collab discussion video, and yeah, so he mentioned, oh yeah, pick this up, and I was like, oh man, I was just looking at that like a few weeks back anyways, so I decided to order it because it was quite a bit cheaper than getting it at the store that I originally saw it at, and so that is here. So how about we just take the plastic off, and we will just take a quick look. I'm not going to leaf through every single page for you guys this time around. Maybe that can be like a 300-part mini-series or something that we do later. But, so yeah, plastic is off. So just bear with me for a second while I get set up here. Okay, so that is the first page. Ooh, the smell is fantastic. Okay, let's just get a little... Actually, I'll just come up down onto the floor. Actually, I'll just sit here where I'm comfortable, and I will we'll just go through a little bit. So that is the next part. I'm just going to leaf through for a second. I'm not going to show you like every single thing, but I'm just going to more or less go until... Interesting, there's dust inside the book already. Yeah, so I'm very, very curious to see just how extensive this is. I'm assuming it's like pretty over the top and like goes into a lot of different things, but time will tell as I read. Because, like, yeah, the thing is, playing the games themselves, especially the limited ones that I have, like the handful that I have, you don't really learn a ton of information about the characters and all that kind of background stuff. Maybe some of the other ones share that kind of info, but like Link's Awakening, for instance, like if that's the first game you ever play, you really don't know too much about who the people are and what relevance they have. Like, it's literally just what the game shares with you, and it's not a whole lot. So, and again, like, the focus doesn't have to be on that either. Like, the focus is very much the story and the world and just doing those things. But yeah, so like this looks really interesting. I'm just gonna like skip ahead. There's, yeah, definitely a lot of info, a lot of imagery as well. Okay, let's just skip to this section, creative footprints. So this is like documenting some of the artwork. Now, what I'm curious about is, well, yeah, we could check the contents. Interesting. So, yeah, there's like a comic book style or like graphic novel style section here. I wonder what that is about. But I do just want to check the table of contents to see if there is, oh yeah, okay, there it is. Okay, so yeah, there is a history of Hyrule. The legend begins the world of Skyward Sword. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so we'll see how this goes and what info I can more or less garner from, yeah, this beautiful work of art. Like, I think it's just fantastic that they've put books like this together. The other ones, I don't recall the titles, but the other one is like a nice navy blue, and then there is a red one, like a maroonish red color. So those will be fantastic to obtain at some point. But anyway, this is going to be helpful for that project, and yeah, just expanding my knowledge. Like, I'm not claiming to know the ins and outs of Zelda. Like I said, I've just played, I think, 4 games max. I have loved them and still do. I still play Link's Awakening to this day. It's just my absolute favorite. That was, I think, the first like in-depth RPG that I ever played when I was younger, and it just transformed my life forever. And I just think it's fantastic. So anyway, as for the collaborative project, we will see how that goes and when that develops and how it develops. But this was more or less a necessary step in terms of, yeah, just getting my knowledge base up to snuff for some of that. So anyway, thank you for joining me for this unboxing, you guys. I always enjoy sharing this stuff with you. Yeah, like, subscribe, share your comments below. Do you have this book? Would you like to get it? Do you like one of the other ones more? Just, yeah, whatever you feel like sharing, that would be sweet. Yeah, have an awesome day, and we will see you next time. See ya.